Welcome to the Stanley Parable.
Calm down.
I think I need a more suitable colour.
What colour? Black?
I don't think I can. Or grey. That actually blends in so well.
Have you said before?
It didn't do nothing when I said no.
No.
You did call me.
No. I can see it. I can.
I can't.
It's there.
Doesn't mean I can see it.
That bell. Can you see it? Liar.
I'm not lying.
Then why are you smiling?
Because I'm really enjoying this crisp. What's the time?
Mr. Wolf.
It's
12:47
12:47.
PM, right?
Wait. Where's your phone when you know it's not? Yeah, it is. Go. It's 48 now.
Begin.
I've never seen this game before.
But the end is never the end, it's never the loading, it's never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Now it says press X to skip.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427. Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on a keyboard. Orders came to him through a monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order. This is what employee 427 did every day, every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-lifting, Stanley relished every moment that he
fair enough.
as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley...
Not even high, just... I broke my computer, guys.
And then one day, something very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow. No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened. This complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
something? No, it's okay.
Back. Stanley is now back.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Why is there two?
Two what?
Two pieces of paper. How are you copying two pieces of paper at once?
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
What did they even say? Damn. I turned it off.
That could have been very important work and you could have just corrupted it by turning it off.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it
No.
didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Oh, he didn't. I don't know why I'm turning all these off. No one says something different.
Well, they all meant to say something different. Not everyone has the same job.
But that one
Stanley
said
came to a
Stanley,
set of
the
two
other
open
ones
doors.
were
He
the
entered the door
same.
on his left.
A door.
What's this on my leg?
Oh.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
I'll close it.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
Okay. What if I didn't?
There was nothing here. No choice to make, no path to follow, just an empty broom closet. No reason
Maybe
to
it's
still be
something I
here.
can click on.
It was baffling that Stanley was still just sitting in the broom closet. He wasn't even doing anything. At least if there was something to interact with, he'd be justified in some way. As it is, he's literally just standing there doing sweet FA. Are you really still in the broom closet? Standing around doing nothing? Why? Please offer me some explanation here. I'm
pretty fun.
genuinely confused.
Can I turn off the light? I can't
You
jump.
do realize there's no choice or anything
Get
in
your
here, right?
first try.
If I'd said Stanley walked past the broom closet, at least you would have had a reason for exploring it to find out. But it didn't even occur to me because literally this closet is of absolutely no significance to the story whatsoever. I never would have thought to mention it. Maybe to you this is somehow its own branching path.
Yes.
Maybe when you go talk about this with your friends, you'll say, "Oh, did you get the broom closet ending? The broom closet ending was my favourite." I hope your friends find this concerning.
Yes. I can toggle auto walk.
Why would you want auto walk?
Let Stanley do the job for me.
Stanley was fat and ugly and really stupid. He probably only got the job because of a family connection. That's how stupid he is. That or with drug money. Also, Stanley is addicted to drugs and hookers.
Is it? Crazy.
No way.
Crazy,
Well, I've
it's
come to a
not
very
like that
definite
was my
conclusion about what's
most
going on right now.
viewed video.
You're dead. You got to this broom closet, explored it a bit, and were just about to leave because there's nothing here, when a physical malady of some sort shut down your central nervous system and you collapsed in front of your screen. Well, in a situation like this, the responsible thing is to alert someone nearby so as to ensure that your body is taken care of before it begins to decompose. Hello? Anyone who happens to be nearby? The person at this computer is dead. They have fallen prey to any number of your countless human physiological vulnerabilities. It's indicative of the long-term sustainability of your species. Please remove their corpse from the area and instruct another human to take their place, making sure they understand basic first-person video game mechanics and filling them in on the history of narrative tropes in video gaming, so that the irony and insightful commentary of this game is not lost on them. All right, when you've done that, just step out into the hallway.
I'm back.
Second player, it's good to have you on board. I guarantee you can't do any worse than the person who came before you.
Go back in.
You too? Unbelievable. I'm at the mercy of an entire species of invalids. Perhaps there's a monkey nearby you can hand the controls to. A fish? Fungus? Look, you can hammer out the details. I'm not particularly picky. I'll just be waiting for when you're ready to pick up the story again.
Maybe you should stop annoying the narrator. The narrator's taking his time.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Okay. I got the feeling money's for stealing, but not yours, of course. Say that's whatever that says. What does that say?
Purse.
Something purse.
That's a lovely purse.
Oh. Well, but extreme bathrooms. Time.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. Shocked, unraveled, Stanley wondered in disbelief
why did I go into the boss's
what dark
office?
secret was being held from him. What he could not have known was that the keypad behind the boss's desk guarded the terrible truth that his boss had been keeping from him. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret PIN number. 2845. But of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Well, it said I could have not possibly known this. I presume I don't know it.
Stanley just sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
You're right, I couldn't have possibly known. Unless I'm the boss.
2845.
What about 2845? I don't know the code. I'll just stand on the table and chairs.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in. And the door just opened all by itself. And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
Well, that works. I don't know why it's override kitchens, but...
Descending deeper into the building, Stanley realized he felt a bit peculiar. It was a stirring of emotion in his chest, as though he felt more free to think for himself, to question the nature of his job. Why did he feel this now, when for years it had never occurred to him? This question would not go unanswered for long. Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Mind Control Facility.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out? Now the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building. Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen.
I climbed the desk.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
You should drop. Yay.
Oops.
Aha! You've made it to the bottom of the mind control facility. Welcome! You see, back when the Stanley Parable first launched in 2013, getting to the bottom of the mind control facility was a bug
Welcome.
we simply didn't catch during development. And you all sent us
kind of fell into the void
on Twitter and acted very superior about it. And you're all very, very clever. Good for you. Anyway, when it came time to update the game, we knew that we had to do something about this little goof of ours. So here you go.
Yep.
New content. You can call it the bottom of the mind control room ending, if that enhances your perception of the value of these updates. Isn't that what you crave? New content? Always more content, more content, more. And I'm here to give it to you. I'm here to make it seem like we really covered every nook and cranny of the game, with secrets and Easter eggs. How about this? We wrote a new piece of music just for this section. You won't hear it anywhere else in the game. It's a secret that's just for you. That's how special you are. We call this track, Good Job You've Made It to the Bottom of the Mind Control Facility. Well done.
Good job, you did it. Good job. 3, 2, 1. Good job, you made it to the bottom of the mind control facility.
It sounds like it being Rick and Morty.
You should have been careful. You should have been careful. It used to be a bug, but now it's an ending. Now it's an ending. I believe in you. I believe in your ability to cross this barrier and chase your dreams. The railings don't mean anything. Good job, you did
Railings
it.
don't
Good job,
mean
you did
anything.
it. Good job, you did 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 it.
Copyrighted for a song made for a game in a game. But the end is never the end. It's never the end. The end is loading. Nev. Oh yay, I'm back. That clock is not right. Okay.
All of his
What was the point in me
gone.
setting the time?
What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Why are these doors not open back up?
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it advance the story in any way.
Well, it might. What's this? Awaiting input. Yeah, I have played Dead by Daylight. I don't own the game, but I have played it, and I know what it's about. It's a game where you have to run away from a killer and start up generators and escape.
So it's like that weird game on Roblox where your dad gets possessed by this random demon, and then no.
It's more like the game where you have to crouch under things, escape from a killer, and you get put in a like freezing chamber.
Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office,
Yeah.
hoping he... Oh, no, no, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Why, you so badly want to play Dead by Daylight?
I so badly want to play Genshin Impact, my favorite game.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
What if Stanley didn't? Okay. Okay.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be
get
fired
views
for
as
that.
well.
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because
You love
he believed
Ghostface.
everyone had vanished. His boss would think he was crazy.
And scary movies.
And then something occurred to
I
Stanley.
love scary movies
He
too.
thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my
Crazy, I was
thinking
crazy
mysteriously
once.
out of
He
existence
locked me in a
single moment
room,
for
a
no
rubber
reason at
room.
all.
This comes from
None of it made any logical
That'd be
sense.
so funny.
And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make
Stanley
other
was
strange
crazy.
observations.
Crazy
For example,
once.
why couldn't he
He
see
looked-
Stanley made the
when he
narrator
looked
crazy
down?
because Stanley's a
Why
rat.
did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating?
Yes.
No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that it had been
dreaming.
on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming!
Oh.
He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief.
I don't get
Stanley
it.
felt
This is
to
the
have
door
finally
right.
found an answer,
How did I
an
end up
explanation.
outside?
His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons.
How did this
I
car
may as well
even get
enjoy
in
this
here?
while I'm still lucid. So,
I guess
imagined
through
himself
that.
flying and
It
began
says
to
no
gently float
parking.
above the
Why
ground.
is there a car here?
Then he imagined
Why am I
himself
flying?
soaring through space on a magical star field, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley
Why is this so
marveled that he had
ominous?
still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head. One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley, who found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream.
Stanley's definitely
How could it be?
crazy.
Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as
If
awake
this isn't
right
a
now
dream, how am
as
I
he's
going
ever
in a
been his
loop?
life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream. Did the voice not see him float and make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This
Because
voice
the
was
voice
a part of
created
himself
them.
too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
No, he didn't.
He felt the cool weight of the blanket on his skin, the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want. I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
What wife?
All I want is my life.
Look, the
exactly
black isn't
way
fully
it's
on the
always been.
screen. I can see to
My
the
life
left
is
and
normal.
of it.
I am normal. Everything will be fine. I am okay.
What?
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone, wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I? And everything went black.
And everything went black.
This is the story.
I think Stanley went crazy.
Mariella.
Who's Mariella?
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place of work. But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This
crazy.
She knew. Everyone knows what crazy people look like. And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind. I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think
I
this,
know what
and
is real and what
seeing
is
this
fake.
man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life. She had no time for this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
What? She didn't even call the ambulance. She just ran.
Because he dropped dead.
But she didn't know that. She didn't check her pulse.
But the narrator said that Stanley dropped dead.
But
therefore, the narrator's always correct, alright?
But she doesn't know about the narrator, unless she has a narrator too.
She probably does have a narrator too.
Then she's crazy as well.
All
She has a voice in her head.
Gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Gotta make sure none of these doors open. That is awful, I don't know. he kind of went crazy, collapsed dead, and then she ran away from him.
Make a single difference, nor did it advance the story.
Understandable. I haven't...
Stanley clicked on literally every single door in the office, because he doesn't pick up well on cues from his environment.
How can I stop the door from this side? Am I holding it or something?
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, I've already done
This was not the correct
that.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
Employee lounge? Of course he did. Stanley would love the employee lounge.
Truly a room worth admiring. It had really been worth the detour after all.
Cold drinks.
Just to spend a few moments here in this immaculate, beautifully constructed room.
Number 1 dad.
Stanley simply stood here, drinking it all in.
I something, mum.
Yes, really, really worth it being here in the room.
I got
A
an
room
thing.
so utterly captivating that even though all
I
your
hate
co-workers
Mondays,
have mysteriously
never mind.
vanished, here you sit looking at
You
these
Garfield
chairs
or
and some
something.
paintings. Really worth it.
Be my
At
Valentine.
this point, Stanley's obsession with this room bordered on creepy and reflected poorly on his
Coffee nut.
overall personality. It's possible that this is why everyone left.
Everyone left because of Stanley. Oh,
That surprises you, yeah?
yeah.
Stanley sat around waiting for more
Stanley's
dialogue.
great.
But when a long time had passed and there was no more, he decided that the game was trying to send him a message.
But there is more dialogue. I guess not anymore. What if I come
But
out?
at last, he'd had enough of the amazing room, and took the first open door on his left to get back to business.
Sorry, I don't know my lefts and rights. I'm joking.
And so he detoured through the maintenance section, walked straight ahead to the opposite door, and got back on track.
I kinda didn't go to the opposite door. I saw a big red button and I pushed it.
But Stanley didn't want to go back to the office. He wanted to wander about and get even further off track. So now in order to get back, he needed to go,
Oh, no, which way?
It's, left.
Left.
Oh, no. No, it's to the right. My mistake. No, no, not the right. Why would I have ever said it was to the right? What was I thinking? It's clearly...
It was to the right.
Oh dear, would you hold on for a minute, please?
How do you not know which way your game leads?
Let's see, we went down,
Let me open
right,
the doors.
Left, down, left, right. Yep, okay, yes. I've got it now. This story is absolutely, definitely this way.
Okay. What? Is there another way to go?
No. This isn't
This
right
place
at all.
looks
You're not
familiar.
supposed to be here yet. This is all a spoiler. Quick, Stanley, close your eyes. Okay.
How is employee number 3 security thing on the stairs?
The whole story completely unusable. How about, rather than waste my time trying to salvage this nonsense, we'll just restart the game from the beginning. And this time, suppose we don't wander so far off track, Okay.
But I like wandering far off track.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
I want it. There we go. I don't know why I keep turning them off. Kinda fun.
When Stanley... Wait, what? No, I restarted. I swear, I definitely restarted the game over, completely fresh. Everything should be... Oh, did something change? Stanley, did you change anything when we were back in that room with all the monitors? Did you move the story somewhere, or... Hold on. Why am I asking you? I'm the one who wrote the story. It was right here just a minute ago. I know for sure that it's here somewhere. Okay, then. It's an adventure. Come, Stanley. Let's find the story.
I don't think there is a story, you know.
I'll say it. This is the worst adventure I've ever been on. I can promise you there definitely was a story here before. Do we need to restart the game again?
How did I get back?
Well, I find it unlikely that we'll ever progress by starting over and over again, but it's got to be better than this. Okay, let's give it a shot. Why not? All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Now it won't even let me click the doors. Can't I interact with any of the doors? I can interact with that one. Why none of the
Okay, yep, it's worse. I might be remembering this wrong. It's possible the story is back where we just came from. Why don't we go back
How
the
is that
other
possible?
direction and see if we missed anything?
Did he forget his own story? Oh. Still can't open the doors. Thought I turned that off. The doors don't want to interact with me anymore.
I knew we'd miss something. The story. Here it comes.
The clock has no hands.
Maybe the
No,
clock
wait,
just
never
went
mind.
home.
Not the story. Okay,
What
let's
has
head back
hands
the
but
other
no
way
legs?
and retrace our steps.
A dinosaur. No.
Dinosaur.
A T-Rex.
Now this
Where
is...
am I?
Well, I'll be honest, I don't recognize this place at all. Is this the story? I don't think so. I can't quite recall, but I believe my story took place in an office building. Is that correct?
Huh?
Do you remember, Stanley?
Why did it just
Well, do you know
grow a
what?
door frame?
Since I've completely forgotten what we were supposed to be doing, how about this? You win! Congratulations! I know you put in a lot of hard work, and it really paid off, so good job. Oh, no. No, I don't feel right about this at all. We
I
both
don't know what
you
this
didn't put in any
building
actual work for that win. Some people win fair and square, and this was not one of those situations. Okay? I'm getting weirded out by whatever this place is. I don't care what might happen this time. I have to restart.
No. I can see why the end is never the end. It's never the end.
All right, I've got a solution. This time, to make sure we don't get lost, I've employed the help of the Stanley Parable Adventure Line. Just follow the line. How simple is that?
I don't like lines. Lines are stinky. I can interact with doors again. Hey. That's not the right way. I don't think the adventure line knows where it's going. That's solitaire. B.
You see? The line knows where the story is.
Oh, why does that one have a question mark?
Onward, Stanley, to destiny. Though, here's a thought. Wouldn't wherever we end up be our destination, even if there's no story there? Or to put it another way, is the story of no destination still a story? Simply by the act of moving forward, are we implying a journey such that a destination is inevitably conjured into being via the very manifestation of the nature of life itself? Okay, Stanley, I need to follow this train of thought for a minute. Just stick with me. Now, we can both agree that the nature of existence is in fact a byproduct of one's subjective experience of that existence, right? Okay. Now, if my experience of your existence rests inside of your subjective experience of this office, is this office, in fact, the skeleton of my own relative experiential mental subjective construct? Whoa, 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 whoa. Hang on. That got a bit weird back there. Well, I'd like to apologize. Not sure
you on about the line or you?
You know what? I think what we need right now is a bit of music to lighten the
No
mood.
thanks. Ah, this is horrendous. Da 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 da. not sure. Why?
Cut the music. Go back and look at that fern.
What fern?
Stanley,
Actual
this
weirdo.
fern will be very important later in the story. Make sure you study it closely and remember it carefully. You won't want to miss anything.
This is silly. I agree. Let me make sure I've studied the fern very well. I don't know what a fern's gonna have to do with the story. Did the fern eat me?
Wait, what? We're back at the office? No.
Yeah, we are.
Line,
No.
you do know we're looking for the Stanley Parable, right?
No.
The story? Is any of this ringing a bell?
I don't know why a fern is important. I don't even think it is. Next it's gonna tell me a painting's important. Oh look, another fern. Or another plant. I think it led me the wrong way again.
No, not again, Line. How could you have done this to us? And after we trusted you, after everything we've been through, you... Oh, I can't take this anymore. To hell with it. Restart.
How did I even get here? I didn't go down the stairs. I think you need to get rid of this lion. It's not doing anything good.
You know what, Stanley? I say forget
You just
the
closed
adventure
the door
line.
on
What's it
me.
ever done for us? We're intelligent people, right? Why can't we make up our own story? Something exciting, daring, mysterious.
What if I won't go through that
this
one?
all sounds perfectly doable. Why don't we simply start wandering in, well, I don't know. How about this direction?
Okay.
Now, yes, this is exciting. Just me and Stanley forging a new path, a new story. Well, it could be anything.
I've
What do you
just done
want
a
our
whole
story
loop.
to be? Go wild.
Huh?
Use your imagination. Whatever
Done
it
whole
might be,
two-
Stanley, I'm ready for it.
Okay then. Okay.
Oh no, not you again, Stanley. I'd
The
also like
line
to veto
actually
the line
broke
from having
through
any
the
role in our
ceiling.
awesome new story. No lines or monitor rooms. Just don't acknowledge it, and we should be fine.
Da, 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 da. I beg you to stop playing music again.
Ah, a choice. We get to make a decision. From here, the story is in our control. How important we mustn't squander the opportunity. In fact, I believe I need a minute to think here. Just walk in circles for a minute.
Oh, okay.
So I know that each door has to lead somewhere, which means that somewhere, the place where we're trying to go, there must be a reverse door that leads here. And that in turn
Where's actually
means that our
waffling?
destination corresponds with the counter-inverted reverse door's origin. So starting
By the
from
way,
the
I'm
right,
probably gonna
let us
go
ask,
live
will
on
taking the right door
Call of
lead us to
Duty
where
Cold
we're
War
going?
in
And since the answer is clearly
like
yes, then
some
by
point
all accounts,
soon, not
the door
today,
on the right is the
but
correct one. Another victory
and
for
I'll
logic.
probably start making
Come,
more
Stanley,
montages.
our destiny awaits.
The confusion ended. What if I don't want to go in there? They led to the same way
Hold on,
anyway.
what's this? The confusion ending. You're telling me that's what this is? It's all one giant ending?
Huh?
And we're supposed to restart the game, what, eight times? That's really how all this goes? It's all determined? So now, according to the schedule, I restart again. Then what? Am I just supposed to forget? Well, what if I don't want to forget? My mind goes blank simply because it's written here on this thing, wall. Well, who consulted me? Why don't I get to decide? Why don't I get a say in all of this? Is it really? No, it can't be. I don't want it to be. I don't want the game to keep restarting. I don't want to forget what's going on. I don't want to be trapped like this. I won't restart the game. I won't do it. I won't do it. I won't do it.
Okay.
And the timer stopped? Does that mean, did we do it? Did we break the cycle? The, whatever it is that made this schedule? How would we even know? Will someone come for us? Will something happen? So, okay. I guess now we just wait, you know. I suppose in some way that this is a kind of story, wouldn't you agree? I'm not quite sure if we're in the destination or the journey, though they're always saying that life is about the journey and not the destination.
I think we're in the destination.
I hope that's where we are right now. We'll find out, won't we? Eventually. Well, in the meantime, if you...
I think I got run over. The last thing I heard was I got run over while in an office.
You got run over, are you sure?
I heard beep beep. What if I just don't want to leave?
But Stanley simply couldn't handle the pressure. What if he had to make a decision? What if a crucial outcome fell under his responsibility?
I wasn't expecting to actually...
No. This couldn't go anywhere except badly.
Let me out.
What to do now, Stanley thought to himself, is to wait. Nothing will hurt me.
Why did tissues look so good?
In here I can be happy forever. I will be happy. Stanley waited. Hours passed, then days. Had years gone by? He no longer had the ability to tell. But the one thing he knew for sure beyond any doubt was that if he waited long enough, the answers would come. Eventually, someday, they would arrive.
That's why there's a trophy for playing for a whole Tuesday.
He will be spoken to.
Because he hates Mondays.
He will be told what to do. Now it's just a little bit closer. Now it's even closer. Here it comes. This is not the eternal oasis.
Okay then.
This looks gross.
Note to self, don't close the office door or you won't get back out.
All of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
Thank you.
Stanley decided to go to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo. No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
Maybe if I click on these doors long enough, something will happen.
Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for the trophy?
I mean, I wasn't wrong.
Times? Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No. I can't just give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now, suppose you were to click the door 20 times. I would say that's the kind of effort that warrants recognition.
Okay.
I have to say, I'm still not feeling the satisfaction of witnessing true effort for a noble cause. Perhaps 50 clicks will do it. Yes, almost certainly 50. No, I'm still not feeling it. I want this trophy to have meant something. It has to be a true reward for valiant effort. I want to see some hustle, Stanley. I want to see commitment, a willingness to go all the way no matter the cost. Why don't you go put 20 clicks into door number 417?
Where's 417? here. I don't know how many it said.
Oh, great. Now, go click a few times on door 437.
437.
Excellent. I think we're getting somewhere. Now, door 415. Let's give it 10 clicks or so.
415.
Now, back to door number 437.
They're actually making me walk back and forth.
He's enjoying it.
Let's see. How about you click on, well, I don't know, the copy machine?
This thing.
All right, back to room 417. I'm really feeling it now. I think we're getting somewhere.
I think he's a bit more excited to give me a
now
trophy
climb
than
on employee
I am.
419's desk.
Huh?
Yes, this is great.
Why?
You're putting it all on the line, Stanley. I like that. All right, let's keep it up. Go give me a few clicks on door 416. We've almost got it. Now the copy machine, do that one again.
It's not in this room, is it? No, it is. Not in this one, but... Aye, aye, aye.
Finish it off, Stanley. 5 clicks on door 430. Yes! We did it!
Oh, yay, a trophy.
That felt amazing. Oh, you really earned it, Stanley. Nothing could hold you back. Yes, I'm very proud of how far we've come today.
All I wanted to do was try and open doors.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
But there's more
This was
options
not
on
the
the
correct
right.
way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it.
I presume
Wow.
none of these doors are gonna open.
This room.
Let me
But
just
eager
stop
to get
clicking
back to
them.
business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
I said I was gonna stop clicking them.
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
Warning, do not jump off the cargo lift while it is in motion. Will cause death. For misuse of... So I have to pay 6,000 if I jump off.
Look, Stanley, I think perhaps we've... But in his eagerness
I'm
to
rich.
prove that he is in control of the story and no one gets to tell him what
I'm
to
also
do,
dead.
Stanley leapt from the platform and plunged to his death. Good job, Stanley. Everyone thinks you are very powerful.
You can't exactly say that I didn't try. I didn't try to stay on the cargo lift per se.
What you doing?
Playing the game. Playing the game.
All of his co-workers
What if I do
were
it
gone.
again?
What could have... Oh, please. Are you really just doing this for
Oh
a
no.
trophy?
I don't
Door
actually
5
want to do it
times?
again.
Is that all you think a trophy is worth? No, 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 no.
I already
I
have
can't
the
just
trophy.
give these merits away for such little effort. A measly 5 clicks. Now suppose you...
When Stanley came to
That
a set
works.
of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left. Yet there was not a single person there. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up
excuse
to
me?
his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Why did he block off from closet? That's not fair.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
This door opens now. Okay. Time. Indoors monthly. Why is it? Okay. Stanley. Da-da-da. Did you just say cheese and crackers? She's still going. I think he got bored. I didn't even get anywhere. Toilet. Oh, it says something different. Money in the morning, money in the evening, money for breakfast, money crisp. Okay. Stanley's a vampire. Stanley was a vampire and he did not know it yet.
Stepping into his manager's office, Stanley was once again stunned to discover not an indication of any human life. What could it mean? Stanley wondered aloud to nobody. He began wildly tearing through papers on the boss's desk, pulling books off the shelf, looking behind paintings, desperate for clues to his situation. But his attention was caught by a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could its purpose be? In fact, this keypad guarded the terrible secret that lay buried below his feet. And so the boss had assigned it an extra secret pin number.
Lock, and now I...
2845.
No.
Of course, Stanley couldn't possibly have known this.
Okay.
Stanley just sat around
2, 8, 4, 5,
trying to input
8.
anything, yet incredibly, by simply pushing random buttons on the keypad, Stanley happened to input the correct code by sheer luck. Amazing. He stepped into the newly opened passageway.
Seems familiar. I wonder why.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
Did he? haven't actually played to the end of this yet.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed with television screens. What horrible
because it said
secret did this
mind
place
control.
hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have
Because
the
remember,
strength to
I
find
walked
out?
off the platform the first time I was in here. Or if I do it
Now
again.
the monitors jumped to life, their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals reduced to images on a screen, and Stanley, one of them, eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant nothing.
Where am I? Somewhere over here. 427. That one.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. It couldn't be true. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in
Pirate?
someone else's control?
Why does that one say pirate?
It was unthinkable, wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof, the heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions, happy or sad or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power over another human life. For he would dismantle the controls once and for all.
Yay.
Blackness and a rising chill of uncertainty. Was it over? Yes. He had won. He had defeated the machine, unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was mere moments away. And yet, even as the immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay unsolved. Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go,
It's the outside world.
or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door.
You're not open yet.
Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him. This was exactly the way, right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy.
Oh, yay.
Beat the game. Okay, we're done. End the live.
Alright,
Bye.
we're done.
Bye. Are we not done?
No, because the end is never the end. It's
Well,
never
it
the
said
end.
you beat the game.
But there was still more ways to go.
Oh, we're done.
No.
Yeah.
See, we're not done. We're in a
All
completely...
his co-workers were gone. What could it mean? Stanley decided to go to the meeting room.
Whiteboard
Perhaps he had simply
ending.
missed a memo.
Dog mode. Haha. Whiteboard ending.
Stanley went around touching every little thing in the office, but it didn't make a single difference, nor did it
I don't
advance the
think
story
this is
in
an
any way.
office anymore.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
No, it's not finished. No.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there. Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
So why was the room different? Because the boss knows that what the boss says goes. If the boss suffers losses, then that's what the boss chose. Damn. It's a very nice poem. Was it written by Eminem?
The moment he entered his manager's office, Stanley froze in his tracks. Not a living soul anywhere. Could he really be all alone? This was too much for Stanley to take, too much for any man to take. He fell to his knees, bursting into half moans, half sobs,
Half
a guttural
moans?
retching of life from a man denied any hope, any reason to keep going. Here on the floor, he lay prone, paralyzed by fear for nearly a full hour. But when at last he began to move about and survey the situation, he found a keypad behind the boss's desk. What could it mean?
He's talking about
Was it a
me
sign of hope
being
for Stanley's future?
on
Alas, it
the
was
floor
not.
for
For although
almost
this
an hour.
keypad guarded the terrible secret of Stanley's past, it had been assigned a 4-digit code so devious and so random that no man could ever hope to guess it. 2845. Statistically, nearly impossible to guess blindly, ever.
You're right.
Can you do it for me?
I wanna.
So he opens the door for you anyway.
Stanley just
Yeah.
sat around twiddling his thumbs. Trying to input anything on the device was useless, since he could never possibly know that the combination was 2845.
My bad. 2, 8, 4, 4, 5.
2845.
2, 8, 4, 5. 2, 8, 4, 5. 2, 8, 4, 5.
But it turns out that the panel's emergency override kicked in, and the door just opened all by itself.
Magic.
And Stanley got the hell along with the story. Well, whoop-de-doo.
What if I get the code right now? That's a 0.
2022.
My bad, let me get that. Oh. Alright, 2, 8, 4, 5. I heard something open. This is already open though, so I don't know what that noise was.
Echoes.
Oh, let me bark. Yay.
Stanley walked straight ahead through the large door that read Mind Control Facility.
No, you didn't. No, you did. Yeah, you did, I guess.
The lights rose on an enormous room packed
Stanley
with
barked
television screens.
the whole way
What horrible
home.
secret did this place hold? Stanley thought to himself. Did he have the strength to find out?
No, I didn't have the strength to find out.
Because I'm tired.
Because you went into the void.
Stanley's too drained to play this game. So he
Now
decided
the
to
monitors
bark
jumped
his
to
way
life,
home.
their true nature revealed. Each bore the number of an employee in the building, Stanley's co-workers. The lives of so many individuals.
It's the fan, one of them.
On a screen, and Stanley.
I want to see Mr. Pirate.
Eternally monitored in this place where freedom meant
Pirates
nothing.
over there. This soup smells strong.
Probably because it's fermenting. And the wrong nurse, right way. Da 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 da. Oops.
This mind control facility, it was too horrible to believe. Had Stanley really been under someone's control all this time? Was this the only reason he was happy with his boring job? That his emotions had been manipulated to accept it blindly? No. He refused to believe it. He couldn't accept it. His own life in someone else's control? Never. It was unthinkable. Wasn't it? Was it even possible? Had he truly spent his entire life utterly blind to the world? But here was the proof. The heart of the operation. Controls labeled with emotions.
Can I get the whiteboard
Sad,
ending now?
or content. Walking, eating, working, all of it monitored and commanded from this very place. And as the cold reality of his past began to sink in, Stanley decided that this machinery would never again exert its terrible power.
On your PS4, can you add thumbnails to your videos? Yeah, you can. I should make them for you.
I did say that, but I can also be good at making
And a
them.
rising chill of uncertainty.
You can't add thumbnails to live streams unless you go on PC. Unless you go on PC.
He had won. He had defeated the machine.
You press.
Unshackled himself from someone else's command. Freedom was
So I get the whiteboard
moments away.
ending. I'm joking. Whiteboard ending probably
Even
doesn't
as the
exist.
immense door slowly opened, Stanley reflected on how many puzzles still lay.
Well, I didn't get an ending.
Where had his co-workers gone? How had he been freed from the machine's grasp? What other mysteries did this strange building hold? But as sunlight streamed into the chamber, he realized none of this mattered to him. For it was not knowledge or even power that he had been seeking, but happiness. Perhaps his goal had not been to understand, but to let go. No longer would anyone tell him where to go, what to do, or how to feel. Whatever life he lives, it will be his. And that was all he needed to know. It was perhaps the only thing worth knowing. Stanley stepped through the open door. Stanley felt the cool breeze upon his skin, the feeling of liberation, the immense possibility of the new path before him.
Did you get
This
the
was
broom
exactly
closing
the way,
ending?
right now, that things were meant to happen. And Stanley was happy. Squeaky chair. Hey.
You tried that?
4.
How wonderful. Stanley was alone. Finally.
4.
This is great, he thought to himself. This is what I've wanted all along. I got what I wanted.
Oh, waiting input. Do you want cheesy
When
pasta?
Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Cheesy
This
rice.
was not the correct way to the meeting room, and Stanley knew it perfectly well. Perhaps he wanted to stop by the employee lounge first, just to admire it. The lounge was sublime, a work of art. What was it about this room that called so deeply and so personally to Stanley? Its grace? Its subtle charm? No. Stanley knew it was something deeper, something darker. But eager to get back to business, Stanley took the first open door on his left.
Did he now?
Stanley was so bad at following directions, it's incredible he wasn't fired years ago.
This time
Look,
I
Stanley,
won't
think
jump
perhaps
off,
we've
I
gotten off on the wrong
promise.
foot here.
But how do I
I'm
get
not your
there?
enemy, really, I'm not. I
Kinda won't
realize
go
that
there.
investing your trust in someone else can be difficult, but the fact is that the story
Screw
has
it.
been about... What?
Oh,
Really?
I
I
actually
was in
made
the
it.
middle of something. Do you have zero consideration for others? Are you that convinced that I want something bad to happen to you? Why?
Yeah.
I don't know how to convince you of this, but I really do want to help you, to show you something beautiful. Look, let me prove it. Let me prove that I'm on your side. Give me a chance.
This room looks kinda familiar. Why are there windows up there?
Now listen carefully, this is important. Stanley walked through the red door.
Okay.
Oh, thank God you are willing to listen to me. Do you see that I really have wanted you to be happy all this time? The problem is all these choices. The two of us always trying to get somewhere that isn't here.
Are you
Running
making
and
me walk
running
in
and
circles
just
again?
the way you're doing right now. Don't you see that it's killing us, Stanley? I
What?
wanted to stop. We would both be so much happier if we just stopped. And I think I have a solution. Here, let me show you.
Dark room.
What do we want? What are we
Door.
looking for? Here. Yes. Oh, it's beautiful, isn't it? If we just stay right here, right in this moment with this place, Stanley, I think I feel happy. I actually feel happy.
Does it want me to stay or? Bye.
No, wait. Where are you going? Oh no,
This is the
stay away from those stairs. If you hurt yourself, if you die, the game will reset. We'll lose all of this. Please, no, Stanley, let me stay here. Don't take this from me. Please, Stanley, think about what you're doing.
He sounded a bit selfish, you know. Whee!
No!
Oh,
Oh, thank God you lived. You had me worried there for a moment. Now, can we please get back to the other
now they're
room?
green lights. Nope.
It's away from me. I can't go back to what I was before. If you die, we'll both go back. Why are you doing this?
This is pretty sad.
Stanley? Let's go back to the other room. My God, is this really how much you dislike my game? That you'll throw yourself from this platform over and over to be rid of it? You are literally willing to kill yourself to keep me from being happy. Am I reading the situation correctly?
No.
Or maybe you're just getting it. I don't know anymore. I just wanted us to...